I know I'm super late because it's like, what is it, the 3rd, 4th of January or whatever. And nobody really asked me for this, but I really wanted to give my top 20 shows or BLs that I watched in 2023. And I'm going to do it any show that started and ended in 2023. I don't know why I chose to do it that way. That's just how I decided to do it. I also will preface this that other than the top 5, the rest of them are like a free fall little bingo wheel, because I don't know, they change every day. I am a mood watcher. Sometimes I like things more than others, but the next day I like the other one more than the other. It really depends on what I'm looking for. Also, this shirt has white paint on it, so it looks like I have flakes. It's not, it's just paint. I'm sorry. I will do a quick little honorable mention, and that's My Beautiful Man 2. The only reason it's not like actually in my like ranking is because it was the 2nd season, and if anybody watches, like, you have to watch the 1st season to watch the 2nd season. And so it doesn't count for my little thing, but it is an honorable mention because I really liked this season. Okay, so next we got A Boss and a Babe. I wouldn't actually call this like number 20. I really liked it. I, in particularly, really liked that you got to see the true acting chops that the two of them had compared to Enchante. Everybody knows I disliked Enchante, and it's not because of their acting, but their acting has improved so much that I very much appreciate it. Then we got Stay By My Side. I loved these two, though I will admit that I think I ended up loving this even more because I liked the two actors. They're really funny on their lives, and it's just they're just really funny. But I did like the show. I also liked the premise. The only thing I didn't like about it that knocked it really down was I didn't like how they ended the story. Like, one more episode or just a better epilogue or whatever, or not giving the second one the same issue as the first one would have saved it for me, but it didn't. I loved The End of the World with You. I thought it was such an interesting premise. I'm always for a good redemption arc for people. I love finally seeing like the actual what's going on with the other, and it didn't stray, like, it was dark but not too dark. It was a very interesting concept, and I really mostly this couple was adorable. In particular, the big golden retriever dude. Like, I'm always there for the golden retriever. Okay, so I don't want anyone to come for me that Only Friends is so low. I loved Only Friends. I loved the discussions a lot of us had, though they started to frustrate me at the end because it was just a lot. It was a lot every week. The acting, superb. I loved every couple in here. I loved every person. But I was mad at the halfway mark when they decided to turn it into a plain Jane story instead of letting it go the route that it could have been. This one made the ranks purely because it was so off the wall and very amusing. I'm not gonna lie, like there was just so much going on all the time, and it was very interesting. There was a lot of plot holes. I'm not gonna tell you that this is a solid story all the way through, but it was funny and it was amusing, and it definitely caught my attention. Okay, so I can't really explain why this one made it so high, except for I love them together. I loved the processing of trauma for the most part, and just in general, these two together looked great. Okay, and I know that's not everything, but for some reason it was enough to let me give them a 5-star, so I'm keeping it there. Okay, so I really liked this show. Clearly, it's on my top. Of course I liked it. You're Heatherly. You're dumb. Okay. But these main leads, the reason they're here is because the main leads had me so entranced that I did not care that the plot line did not make sense to me as well as it should. Listen to me. Communication is everything, and they lost so much information in it, but The coworkers were hilarious. The brother and little dude, I liked how they had to make up and do stuff. I loved these main leads so much. So, it trumps everything, and it wins. Again, do not come for me for how low this is on the list. I mean, number 12 isn't really that bad, but for some reason, I know somebody's going to come for me for it. I loved this show so much. I do not think you understand how much I loved this show. I love talking about this show. June and Dunk are fantastic. Everything about them was wonderful, okay? I do not want anybody to think I did not love this show. There was just so many good shows this year. I was struggling so hard on where to put this show. I will rewatch this show. I love this show. Everybody should watch this show. Taiwanese, once again, hitting out of the park. Listen, these men, I don't know what they decided to do. They all got together and say, we're going to up the fan service game or what. But god damn, every time I see these people, I am so entranced. And the storyline it wasn't reinvigorating or super, super new. And honestly, the only part that pissed me off in this entire storyline was the very end. The mother at the end. And that last episode is not to be talked about, but everything else, I'm running out of time. So that was honorable mention and 20 through 11. So I'll do another post that is my top 10 because I talk too much. I'm sorry. You'll just have to forgive me, okay?